Hello and welcome to another mystery video. Today we have a very unique story that involves a man's ET contact and a mysterious building. George Van Tassel was a young pilot and aeronautical engineer who arrived in California in the 1930s. He lived with his uncle who owned an automobile repair shop. It was there where he met a German man named Frank Kritzer who he became friends with. Kritzer was a miner who was struggling financially, so Van Tassel offered to repair his car for free, as well as live in the shop. In return, Kritzer would include him and his uncle in any mining claims. A year later, Kritzer gave Van Tassel a map to Giant Rock. The rock was a massive boulder that stood 7 stories high. He found that Kritzer had dug underneath the rock where he lived. This rock was unique because in the summer the temperature inside was 80 degrees and in winter 50 degrees, compared to the outside temperature which was 115 degrees and 25 degrees. Kritzer was unfortunate to have a German name during World War II, which made him suspicious. He was later accused by the government of stealing dynamite and being an enemy spy. In August 1942, he was investigated and was killed by a blast of dynamite, supposedly by his own hands. In 1947, Van Tassel had moved with his wife and 3 kids to Landers, California, where he had leased 4 square miles of land around Giant Rock. He had later created Giant Rock Airport. He said that the rock's crystalline structure possessed a special channeling power, so he began frequent meditations under the rock where it was said that the meditations would lead to contact with extraterrestrial beings. One night on August 24, 1953, a man or a being along with 3 others had landed in his airport and woke him up. The man claimed to be from Venus. He said, "I am Solganda and I would be pleased to show you my craft." Van Tassel was brought on board the ship and was told that he was chosen to bring a message of peace to his fellow Earthlings. The man he spoke to looked like he was in his 20s, but this man claimed to be 700 years old. Van Tassel was shown instructions on cell rejuvenation, which later led to the creation of the mysterious building known as the Integratron. George Van Tassel built the Integratron in the 1950s and said he was instructed to build it by higher extraterrestrial beings. He called the Integratron a time machine for basic research on rejuvenation, anti-gravity, and time travel. He spent years of research and spent a lot of his own money for its construction, as well as gathering experts to help. The Integratron is located in Landers, California in the Mojave Desert, literally in the middle of nowhere. The Integratron was designed to recharge the human cell, a cell structure which would carry out the anti-aging process to expand the human life, as well as time travel, which is why it was built in a special location where geometric forces run through it. Geophysics have measured the Earth's magnetic field around the Integratron and have said that there are unexplainable spikes in the centerfold of the Integratron. The structure is made out of mostly wood that is not held together by bolts or screws. Throughout the years, he had many ET contacts. Several of these contacts were predictions on the Earth Society's future. He also wrote several books about his contacts. The ETs that he mentioned the most were from the planet Venus. They are known as the Venetians. He claimed that the Venetians told him they were here because Earth's atomic denotation had registered out in space in their patrol ships, and they started appearing after 2 bombs were dropped in Japan. These beings have demonstrated a science so far beyond ours that our scientists cannot comprehend. They travel from here to Venus in 42 minutes. They don't have weapons, they have never had war in their history. Their science has been entirely devoted to the progression of their people. They are here for our protection. These beings supposedly wanted Van Tassel to create the Integratron to expand the life of Earthlings, so we can gain knowledge to create peace on Earth. He started the first UFO convention where he spoke about his encounters with E.Ts and the Integratron. He turned into a little celebrity and was interviewed several times. Unfortunately, he was unable to finish his Integratron because the US government found out about what he was doing and confiscated his blueprints and any material used to build it. George Van Tassel died on February 9, 1978 at the age of 68. It was said that he died of a heart attack, but his friends and loved ones claimed that he was healthy. Currently, the Integratron is privately owned by 3 sisters who have restored and kept maintenance to the structure for the past 30 years and had it open to the public. I have been fortunate to have stepped foot into the Integratron. My brothers and I had told our parents about this amazing structure, and we ended up dragging them out in the middle of nowhere into the empty desert. The building was amazing in structure, and it reminded me of a spacecraft. The bottom floor had its history, and the second floor was called the Dome. This part of the Integratron was most unique because it has the most perfect acoustics as well as the energy that you feel. We ended up doing a sound bath, which is a meditation using crystal bowls that sends energy sound waves to tap into your chakras. It was very relaxing, so much so that I and almost everyone fell asleep and woke up at the same time. It was a very unique experience, and I truly love its history. Many people have visited the Integratron. One of those people who is a favorite artist of mine is Jason Mraz. Take a look and listen.
The world as I see it is a remarkable place. It's a beautiful house in a forest of stars in outer space. It's a beautiful house in a forest of stars in outer space. From a bird's eye view I can see we are spiraling down with gravity. From a bird's eye view I can see you are just like me. You can even determine the sound of silence in this space.
This was some of the information we were able to gather. You can still visit the Integratron, learn more about its history, experience a sound bath that makes you feel rejuvenated. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe for future videos. If you have any stories you would like to share, please leave them in the comments or email us. We will see you in the future.